Hello, this is tutorial number 5 on the CHER tool and its features within it. At this time, I would hope that you will be on the feedback page of the CHER. The feedback page of the CHER is where we left off on tutorial number 4. What I'd like you to do at this time is go up with your cursor and click on User's Guide under the menu options. Once you've clicked on User's Guide, this will pull up a PDF, and this PDF is a written text of the different features in the CHER itself and what each and every one of the click buttons, what happens and how it works within the CHER tool. Now if we click out of this window and we go to the next button under the menu options, which is the sample report, when you click on the sample report, it will pull up a PDF that will be an example report that was created just to show you how the flow of a report will look. It usually takes about 20 seconds to upload, even with a fast DSL or wireless system. Once it is up, though, you will see how a report looks in its entirety. It will only be used, this particular report should only be used as a guideline. Every one of your reports will be unique and will be individualized to your own client. Now as we scroll down in this report, you can see that the front page or the first page is put together as we had shown you in other tutorials, but you've got the client's name and their address and so forth. But it begins with the introduction and goes through for orientation, the physical status, the functional status of the client, and then it will get into the assistive devices that the client might utilize from the wheelchair and inserting pictures for the assistive devices. One might have the van that the client is utilizing with the lift that goes on the outside of the home or on the outside of the van itself. Then you can see a 360 degree of the home. And that 360 degree of the home allows the reader of your report to know what they're dealing with. And then the report starts from the outside mailbox region with its recommendations all the way through the home, from the front porch to the front door and so forth. And you begin with your recommendations within the body of the report. Now with that in mind, I'll let you read through that report at your leisure. I'm going to have you click out of this window and we're going to come over to where it says Forms under the menu options. When Forms comes up, you can click on Example Forms and it will bring up a PDF with a variety of forms that we're giving to you as examples that you might want to read as you are working from your own company or your own facility, that you may want to consider, from contracts to photo releases and so forth. But you can go through those and see if there's anything there that might help your company when you're working on universal and accessible home design modification cases. Now I'm going to click out of this window and we're going to go over to where it says Funding Sources. I want you to click and put your cursor over the funding sources, click on it, and up will come a PDF that describes various possible funding sources for home modifications. The intention here is that this will be a growing and living list of different possible funding sources for your clients. You can use this, you can print it out, give it to your clients, and be like a pointer arrow for your clients so that they can go ahead and do the work looking for funding if funding is not available within the project to begin with. And we're trying to break it down by state. And as we get additional information, if you were to call us and say, Scott, I see you don't have a particular funding source listed on the CHER or in the CHER on the possible funding sources, we will go ahead and add possibly another funding source to this list. So this is a growing, a living list of possibilities. Now, I would like you to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and click the back arrow here, and we will go back to our lists that we have under the menu options. And the last one is the sign out button. Now, over time, we may be adding additional buttons to this menu options. But until that time, this will end our tutorial number 5 on the CHER tool and its features. Thank you.